And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I feel nice and crazy. It rained like insanely for 20 minutes, and now there seems to be some state of calm. So I'm risking it. I'm sitting outside. Wish me a dry stream, please. My hair is making me feel crazy. I have peace and calming. Calm ego as the intention. Degas, Gebu, Yera, Fehu. I can't remember the other one, but it's like enlightenment, gift, protection, abundance. And the last one I don't remember. As our intentions. Thank you for joining me again. It's nice having you friends here. Brother Corey, I've missed you. It's nice having you. Joy Vive is here too. Shannon and Nana. Sam as well. So much love. Corey, bro, what's good, right? We haven't seen him in a while. We've been missing you, dude. We've been missing you. Your energy. You and Peach. Thank you for joining us again. It's nice having you here. Making me chill today. Please do. Chill as much as you need to. I have taken a few days off of like really smoking. I ended up smoking last night, weirdly enough, with an extreme sense of frustration of my technology not working with me. Chilly. I peace and calm this morning too. Of course you did. Why am I not surprised? It smells so good. I also had some stress away earlier today. Like my morning oil that I put on was stress away. I wasn't really stressed, but I felt like I needed some stress reduction. Just hanging out with Fruit Cup while Peach makes that bread. Today's been better. Today's been better than yesterday. I'm happy to hear that, Brother Bear. Anything in particular happened yesterday that makes you feel like today is better, or is it just the calm that you feel embracing the day? Why do I look strange to myself? Stress away feels amazing on the back of the neck. I should probably put it on there. I always like put it here because it like I feel distributes a little bit better on my little beard hairs, and then I can every now and then catch a little whiff of it. Hey, Bunny. What was your name? I'll have to say your name a bunch of times before I'm completely familiar, friend. But it's nice having you here again. Demi is here too. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Kitty is joining me. She's like, "What's up, peoples? What's up? What's up, fam?" Peach is off working on a Saturday AM suckage. Peach is a goddess, powerful, capable of doing even the things that nobody wants to do. This was yesterday's coffee. Whoa. Oh, goodness. Why did that? You know that weird feeling when you get that swing in your ears? As soon as I took a sip, I got a whang. Good morning. Looks like rain could come. Rain has come. It rained a lot. The clouds are moving so fast above my head. I'm hoping we stay dry, at least for the stream. Less frustration. Fruit Cup is a bit of a cold. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. She's better today, than she was yesterday, so that makes a difference. She works every other weekend, as do I. I had to book the weekend off so I could be home. So you can be dad, dude. I honestly believe that this is temporary. At least I like to hope to believe so, right? Today's stream topic is about ego. Ego, melting ego, right? The lesson I've been learning, Kitty, my ego seems to be disapproving of your presence so close to me. But ego has been something I've been dealing with my whole life, right? And I feel a bunch of ways about it. One fractal that I participate in thinking about this is a line that Christian shared that he said Alan Watts said, right? So take this with a massive grain of salt. But the line goes, the best thing you could do for other people is live into your ego, right? Not from a perspective of being egotistical, but being yourself, right? Very viscerally, authentically, properly being yourself. This perspective that the version of you that you are, right? I'm thinking about Corey specifically right now. That ego is a dad of a little baby right now, a little fruit cup, right? And the best thing he can do for that little fruit cup is be her dad as that ego. I mean, Corey can be like, actually, I'm God, little fruit cup, right? And I don't have any material needs, and I don't have to even breathe because I'll still continue being God even if I don't breathe, right? That wouldn't necessarily serve Fruit Cup or our beloved, Peach, Eden. So the best thing he can do is be himself. But that also comes with a caveat, right? Because Meltmore very much is this willingness to encourage myself to melt my own ego, to melt this version of myself that I think I am, and to embrace that I might not know as much as I would like to believe I do, right? And then I do the same thing with others. I like to stimulate mind melting conversations, kind of like posing this understanding that maybe, just maybe, we don't know what's going on. And as soon as we can kind of like come to that understanding, I feel we understand more, right? If you understand you know nothing, you in a weird way know everything. But, I've been, for a long time, the rain feels like it's coming again. I feel like small little droplets. For a long time, I have had this kind of abrasive way of having conversations, right? Where I like to debate. And the point of a debate is to stand your point, right? To believe in your side of the argument and to argue it, right? Really argue it, to take into consideration the information that's being shared with you, and then to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if combat it, to be opposed to it. And it has been this fractal of when you're opposed to another person's opinion, it can melt their egos. And we are, unfortunately, in a state of reality, coming back to the quote that I shared at the start of the stream, where the best thing we can do for one another is live into our egos. So it's this paradoxical one, you have to have an ego and you have to be a person in order to kind of fit in with this life that we're living, right? And on the other hand, we have to be willing to melt that ego and admit that even as that ego, as that person that fits into this reality, we might not know everything, right? In fact, we know more nothing than we know everything. And then to try and balance those two understandings, capture the moment. Thank you, friend. Thank you for inviting some of your friends as well. It's nice having you here again. Whew. The rain is stripping me out a little bit. My microphones aren't waterproof and neither is my tablet. I think I'm going to move myself underneath a roof. It's going to wreck the quality of the image, but it is a sacrifice I'm willing to make to keep my electronics dry. Kind of feel like I'm a caretaker. I shall be the caretaker of the electronics. If we have been caretakers of planet Earth for this whole time, I take on the role of being electronic caretaker. Okay. I'm gonna start moving things. Man, the peas and corn tastes so good through this little gurk. Ja, so die gras gaan hardloop. My sister is telling me that Pippi is wet. No, you're crazy. Don't you dare touch me. She's touching me. She's touching me. Oh, says Pippi. She just ran my grapes through a piece of shit. Oh no. Okay. I feel like here comes another bout of rain. Let me wrap this up. Let me get this. I'll be back for you friends in a second. Whew. All right. Drop this bottle. Drop them ladders. Drop them Garrett papers. Oh no, I bent my joint a little bit. Sacrilege. Unacceptable. Okay. Okay. Let me get us. How are you now, friends? This is Pippi's rope. You want to see what happens? You want to do your rope? You want to get this rope? You want to get that rope? She likes her rope. Can you see how wet she is right now? Okay, chillax. You're close to my stuff. Thank you for your calm. All right. Relax, Pippi. You're wet. You're really wet right now. You're really wet. I use the yoga mat to keep my stuff a little bit drier. It is definitely coming at an angle. Pippi, getting on top of my stuff. Ego. Talking about ego today, huh? How many layers of ego can we talk about, really? There it goes. You hear that? It just started properly raining. Perfect timing. If I started now, my things would have been extra wet. Nee, actually nog eens niet. Het reën bietjie verby my, maar ek gaan nog steeds bietjie dieper inkom. His sister in the background as well. Doesn't look that bad, actually. Neon is the loneliest color. Missed you, friend. It's been a while. How have you been? Dankie. Daai kan jy los vir nou. Dankie, Susa. And such perfect timing. I'm feeling pretty good. How are you feeling, friend? How is your ego treating you right now? Have you been tripping out about the things that you're supposed to be doing from an egoic perspective? Have you been feeling pretty good egoically, right? Like, yeah, I am doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. Time to spark one up. It is Sunday, right? I think Sundays will be the days that we actually smoke. I feel like that would be a good pattern. Once a week, Sunday. Thunderstorms, right? Can you hear the pitter-patter of the rain? Yes, you can. Sicketh. Are you ready? One more time. We set intentions when we smoke, right? My intention for this joint is calm ego. Calming the ego. Having a calm ego. Calming the ego to the point where the ego is calm. Not inflamed, right? Because we need egos. We do. I want to say unfortunately, but I don't know if it's really that unfortunate. Because from this perspective that it's the best thing that we can do for other people, it's kind of inspiring to know that we get to be these ridiculous versions of ourselves and we get to be infatuated with one another. This deep understanding that we are, in fact, the same thing, looking back at each other. Hello, human being. I am also a human being. How about that? We can be human beings together. I feel like I'm high already and I'm kind of like stressed smoking this. This is going to kick my ass, isn't it? We need a healthy ego, one that helps us do better and to help others. I agree completely. An ego that identifies with the positive aspects of ourselves instead of the comparing aspects of ourselves, right? Have you noticed? I do think you have, Joy V, but I'm wearing your scarf. 420, trippy hippie. It's nice having you here too. Thank you. I'll have fun. If I'm gonna get to lighting it, that is. When we claim we know everything or everything we need to know, we close ourselves off to learning more. When we admit we know nothing, we open ourselves to being able to learn everything, right? It's so paradoxical and yet such a beautiful trip that we're all a part of. Knowing nothing, allows you everything. Knowing everything, you are left with nothing. Novelty. That is ultimately what we're here for, right? Calming myself in this novel experience. Brother Ryan also shared something saying, I was just in a training where the teacher wore a shirt every day that said, I don't know, in a different language. When people ask him what the shirt said, he would say, I don't know. I love that. That's so freaking cute. He does know, but he doesn't know. Because it says, I don't know. So the whole, I am you. No, what? No, he is me. And I am you. I don't know. I like that so much. That really makes me happy. Connor is here too. Even Kira Moore. Thank you, Fred. Kira, that's your name. Bunny is Kira. Wu Tang Bunny, Kira. Kira is Wu Tang Bunny. Connecting the fractal. What does your diet consist of? These days, I'm eating keto. So I ate some leftover meat with 2 eggs and 64 grams of butter. That was my food today. This joint is not lighting. It's so wet outside. Yep, that's the one I'm gonna probably regret. Ego, right? Now my ego's gonna get melted. It's like, oh yeah, you think you're funny? You think you're cute? I'll kick your ass, oh. I want my ego to be calm, not to be completely melted into desolation. I'm thinking specifically now about Corey's comment on a healthy ego. You smoke once a week. That's the goal right now. I did technically smoke late last night, which was technically today, right? Technically it was today, but it was AM hours. I couldn't sleep. I went through this whole fractal of trying to get something set up. Let's see if it's actually working. I set up Zapier so that my links get auto posted to my Reddit site. We used to stream on Reddit. Yeah, it's working. Yee, 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 sick. That makes me happy. But now I'm waiting to see if it's actually gonna make a difference. Mm. Oh goodness, here it comes. I did notice it looks awesome with your new shirt, right? It looks like they're made for one another. Like the fractals melt into each other. Starts playing in my head. You smoke once a week. Love is the only love. Connor, it's nice having you here. I put away groceries. Amazon is the devil. But they delivered my groceries at the break of dawn so I can have coffee. How nice. How nice. You see, be grateful for the dystopian future. Oh goodness, the corpos. We actually have corpos. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? Right? Like, and the corpo is basically a corporate entity that is as powerful, if not more powerful, than governmental entities. Right? And that's concerning. If you want to see why it's concerning, play Cyberpunk or watch the new Cyberpunk show or read the Cyberpunk lore. We don't really want that. It's cool. It will probably be cool to those that have money. But if you don't have money, it's not going to be fun. No fun. No fun at all. And we have to have a system in place that benefits all. Seriously. Seriously. We can't continue with the dystopia. It's been fun. We had some dystopias. Now we need to start paying attention to human beings. Right? And I'm trying to think of it from a perspective of ego. Right? How can we get people's egos so involved in social change that it feels like a personal affront? And the way I've heard someone, kind of like communicate this understanding is eco consciousness, right? Instead of being an ego consciousness, you should be an eco consciousness. Meaning, instead of just considering your own personal body as the thing attached to your ego, you should consider the entire earth as the thing attached to your ego. Because in a way it is, right? You're breathing the atmosphere right now, and the atmosphere goes all the way around in a circle, and you're a part of that circle. So there very much is this unity with this environment that we're a part of. And if we can, on an egoic level, become completely obsessed with our earth and the way we can be obsessed with our bodies, right? Where, for instance, my diet choices right now, where I weigh my food and I make sure that I'm eating in a fractal so that I can lose weight. I lost weight today, by the way. Yay. Right? To kind of like pay attention to the body that is our Mama Gaia. Like, and to almost get obsessive about it in the same way we can obsess about our own bodies. I don't know how we'll do that, but I do believe it's possible, right? Like I'm thinking about the little tree that is in the front when we just drive into our yard. When the farm burned down, there was like this big wave of fire that was like waving over it, and it completely scorched the top leaves of that tree. And the tree was gorgeous, so beautiful. One of my favorite trees on the whole farm. I should stop saying that, shouldn't I? Everything is my favorite. You know, like I've butchered the word favorite. But I love that tree so much. And then when I came back from Christian, all of those dead branches got cut off, right? So it went from, you know what? I can draw you a little picture. I can draw you a little picture. Let's see. I can do this. And I can do this. It went from being something that goes like this, and then had like this big, wait a second. I'm drawing off a frame. So it was like a wide little base, and then it had these little stickies going all the way up. And then these stickies had like a bunch of foliage, right? It went from something like that. I know, I'm trying to be fast, okay? Hey, Talon. And then it went from something to like this. And as soon as I saw it, as soon as I like we drove into the yard, I gasped. I actually gasped. I was like, like shocked, like someone had just chopped my own foot off, kind of like terror, visceral shock. It looks like that right now. Like literally like these sticks, and now there's like small little branches trying to grow out from the side of it. And it will recover and will be a beautiful fractal in its own way. But it's not going to be the fractal that it used to be. And it devastates me. And I wish we can, as a collective humanity, really become that obsessed with our earth, right? So that when we see, you know, someone dumping oil into our oceans, we should collectively gasp. Like it's an absolute, and it should be, I hope it is, a crime, right? This freaking narrative that you as an individual have like a carbon footprint. That shit was literally invented by Shell Corporation, right? Talking about the corpos. Actually invented by Shell Corporation so that they don't have to take responsibility for the amount of devastation that they've sowed on our earth. No, it's actually your fault because you're the consumer. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind a little bit. Let me get a little bit more present again. That was thunder. Yeah, it was, Connor. Wasn't it beautiful, dude? Is it okay to participate? It is okay to participate in a broken world while actually working to fix it. Ooh, damn. You know, I was waiting for the opportunity to do this, but we're gonna make a new note. Oh man, you see, this is what happens sometimes. It just started raining sideways onto me and my tablet. Okay, we're gonna add a note to Love is True. And we're gonna name the note Comments Worth Saying. And then I can basically directly, with the press of a button, copy your message, even your name with it. Double happy. And then I can just paste that shiznit. Damn. Sam Myers says it is okay to participate in a broken world while actually working to fix it. I love that, Sam. Yes. Yes, we're participating right now. Right? We're using this thing called the internet, which we can use for some questionable actions. You can, I mean, just if you really want to listen to the comical nature of it, go and listen to Bo Burnham's Welcome to the Internet. Welcome to the Internet. Take a look around. Everything that mind of yours can think of can be found. There are mountains of content, some better, some worse. If none of it is of interest to you, you'd be the first. Welcome to the internet. What would you prefer? Would you like to fight for civil rights or tweet a racial slur? Oh, goodness. Oh, I love Bo Burnham so much. That dude has been viral literally since the dawn of the content creation internet. Like, just think about that. He, as a 16-year-old, started posting content onto YouTube and created a whole career, a stand-up, comedy career out of it. He's become iconic in my mind. Like, he's one of my biggest inspirations. He's one of my biggest inspirations, even though I don't want to be him, right? I feel like that is also a trip. Like, I notice a deep sadness in his heart, and I see that deep sadness in myself as well. I think maybe that's the part of me that's like I see him as a role model in a way where he's like a guru, like he's teaching me the reality of how things could be if I'm not paying enough attention, right? If I'm just ego consciousness instead of completely eco consciousness. And he's like really on that line. He has like a whole song where he sings to you as the audience, and it's a whole trip as well. That's concerning is that corporations are viewed as people. They have the same rights as people, which is, yeah, you're right. What a trip. Joy. Groceries delivered at 6 a.m. It really is. It's okay to participate. What's thunder? Concerning. Never been fun to be poor anytime or anywhere. This is true. But I feel we finally live in an age where poverty is no longer necessary, right? Again, from an eco-conscious perspective, if the earth is part of you, so is the person sitting across from you. And if that person literally doesn't have enough food to eat something tonight, you should get viscerally offended about that. That should not be okay in your mind. You should be like, what the fuck? This is not okay. Why does this version of me not have the bare necessities? Hey, Asa Anka. It's nice seeing you again, friend. Sending you love. It looks like broccoli melt, yet it speaks to me. Yeah, thank you for. What's the word I'm looking for? There's a specific word. Don't. It's not encourage. It's the opposite of patronize. Hey Google, what's the opposite of patronize? No, not friendly. Patronize? No way. Support, advocate, condone. No. Don't something him. Empower? No. Enable? Maybe enable. Maybe enable is the word I'm looking for. No, also not. You're not enabling me. Why am I tripping out about this so much? I don't know. I appreciate the love, is what I'm trying to say, but I feel like you're being like very kind, overly kind. Corey, right? But people that can't be put in jail, and they need to be, right? Some freaking companies have done some atrocious shit. And if a person did the exact same shit, they would be actually put in jail. All right, that's the way it should be, at least. Never. Yeah, the U.S. passed a nifty law that does that. The only thing we can do to fix society is to start over. I don't believe that at all, actually, Connor. Right? That would be like to say the only way to improve your own life is to start over. What am I gonna fucking revert back to my infantile state and start? No, I have to change as a self, right? We as society is a self, and we as society have formed certain opinions about ourselves. And yeah, we can't change. Pippi, you're wet, and I'm busy. Love you, but I'm not gonna touch you when you're in that state. I'm so sorry. Having wet dog hair on my hand and smell is like on the list of worst things that could happen right now. One of them, ego, right? Oh no, I don't like my hands smelling like wet dog and having bits of strangled hair over it because this joint is calming me down. I'm smelling the peace and calming coming off my neck as well. Saw you on YouNow again, so I thought I'd check YouTube. Thank you, Talon. Yeah, the YouTube is better. It is better. Like, we're not gonna beat around the bush when it comes to that. But YouNow still has better discoverability, right? I don't know why YouTube isn't helping me. Like, come on, YouTube. I'm talking to you, dude. Look at me, YouTube. Look at me. And YouTube is looking back at me and being like, hey, oh, what can I say? You're not publishing shorts and normal YouTube videos. I'll give you exposure. You just have to work. Come on, YouTube. YouTube. Bruh. Corporation. I'm still working for someone. But I'm doing it for all of us, right? I think that's the only reason I'm willing to do it, is because even though I am being facilitated by, maybe facilitating is the word. I'm being facilitated by with YouTube, which is another corpo, an extension of Google, right? Technically, it's just a medium, like a road for me to get to you in this moment. I'm touching your face. All right, that's why. That's the only reason I'm doing this. You, like, the eco consciousness. Think about it. Think about it. Like, we've never been able to do some whack shit like this. Like, I'm actually talking to you from across the world right now. It's raining outside. I inhaled some plant material, and now there's an elevated level of dopamine in my brain. My endocannabinoid receptors are signaling to my brain that calm. Calamitous cheese. Love you, dude. Thank you for joining us too, Fred. It's nice having you here. Or people that are held accountable for their negligence and wrongdoing in general. And even when you are, it's only a financial, I was about to say, only a financial penalty, unless an individual within the corporation does something. Even then, it's the individual that's held accountable, not the corporation. This ability to just pay your way out of legal implications, right? That technically there's nothing is illegal. It's just how rich you are, right? Can you pay your way out of this thing that you did? And someone shared an example of that with me where this dude was parking in a no park zone. And someone was like, you can't park there, that's illegal. And he's like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, it is, they're gonna fine you. And he's like, yeah. So it's like a $250 parking spot. And nobody parks on it. And I'm willing to pay the parking fee because that's what it costs. And I can do it in a moment if I get the parking fee. Unless they tow your car, which is, right, the other trip. But the way that he saw it is that if someone tries to ticket you, like a police officer, he'll just pay the fee because that's what it costs. It's not illegal. I'm just gonna pay for it. And like the corporations think of it in that way as well. They make billions, hundreds of billions, and then they pay, like, for instance, Meta, right? They, like, the whole, information leak scandal. They made so much fucking money selling your information, and then they pay like a few, $1 million fines, which is like a drop in the bucket with the amount of money they made. So even though they're doing something completely illegal, instead of just being, held actually responsible, they can pay their ways out of it, which is no bueno. It's not cool. Stop doing that, dude. Stop it, please. Please stop. Can you stop? You're so not fucking cool. Oh, goodness. I'm tripping out. Looks like broccoli. He is a young Willy Wonka. Me? My young Willy Wonka? I'm gonna have to smoke weed to cope with what you just said to me. Unless you didn't say it to me, which I might have to cope with that as well. Watching Willy Wonka, I've never felt so seen, right? I was Willy Wonka in my mind. I was like, holy shit, am I fucking... Why do I see a fractal of myself on this TV screen right now? The whole exploitation of... What do they call them again? I've forgotten the little minions' names. Oh, that's so Willy Wonka of me. No. No. Maybe the technological part. But hopefully not the loneliness part, yo. Oh, goodness. The gray hair scene gets to me now more than ever. Finds a single gray hair, loses his mind. I'm probably gonna lose my mind as well when I find a gray hair on myself. Christian already found his. Oh no. Oh no. Ego. There it is again, right? Because this ego of mine wants to be young. It's like, I'm a young person. That's who the ego thinks it is right now. You fucking asshole. I'm gonna get old. I'm gonna get old. You're gonna get gray hairs. What do you think I'm gonna look like when I'm, all peppered? You think I'm gonna look cool? I hope so, at least. Willy Wonka wasn't right in the head. You see, Joy Vive. I know, and I see what's not right in his head, in me, right? And I'm like, I should maybe not steer that way exactly. Willy Wonka. Are any of the rest of us right in the head? We're all mad here, yes, Helen. Very much so. Oh, how timely and perfect. The poor will be with us always. There's only one reason I'm willing to agree with that, Joy Vive, and it's because I believe there are more than one type of poverty, right? There is poverty of wealth, material, and then there is poverty of soul, right? And both are very possible. And you, friends, have probably noticed poverty and soul in your lives as well. And the way I consider poverty of soul is just a deep anger, hatred for the world, disgust, disappointment, with self and environment, like a ceaseless complaining, a ceaseless incontentment, right? Like a non-stop process of this is not good enough, this is not good enough. Because then even if you're literally the richest person in the world, you'll still be poor. You'll still be poor. So I do agree with you, Joy Vive. Might as well enjoy the madness once in a while. Sometimes you need to get lost in the chaotic energy and cause a little disruption. That will happen. Oh, very much so. I mean, the people that are developing some of the most powerful AI tools in the world right now are also, funding research into UBI. They know what's coming, right? And that is going to be a fundamental shift in the way that capitalism works. It's still going to be kind of capitalism, but it's going to have a little bit of a twist where it's capitalism with a cushion, right? Right now, capitalism is kind of like you're either sleeping in, like, so I kind of think about the Degas infinity symbol, right, as a measure of where you are. Technically, you are always in the middle, right? The intersection point between space and time, cutting as consciousness right now, right? And then there is also which direction you look into. There is dark and light as perfect dualities attached to one another and kind of like mirrors of one another, just in extremes. So which direction you look at, wealth, gratitude, abundance, or poverty, fear, anger, right, is what you'll find. And where you find yourself in that spectrum is going to be wholly dependent on how wealthy you consider yourself to be almost. I feel like it's a self-identification kind of thing. And I've thought about, and we had a conversation about it even, where a friend joined us, and I don't know how he got us to the point, but oh yeah, he mentioned that he's willing to sleep on the floor, or he's willing to sleep on a yoga mat or something like that, right? And I had this fractal vision of what I would like to provide for him if he was to sleep here, right? And I could see a base, and then a bed, and then a blanket, and then some pillows, right? That was the fractal I hoped for him. And he shares back, he would be okay just with a yoga mat. And even though it was beautiful that I could give him so much more than that, I also, at the same time, wanted him to want more than that, right? And it's not that there's something wrong with sleeping on a yoga mat. Apparently, it could be really good for your back. So, to just caveat what I'm saying right now, but it very much was this, where do you see yourself on the fractal? Do you want to sleep on just a yoga mat, or would you like to sleep on a nice, evenly cushioning bed? Yeah. So, yee. It was a beautiful coming to understand, right? What soul richness could look like, right? Gratitude for the experience you could have. And at the same time, being willing to be grateful even for just the yoga mat on the floor. Like it's such a trip. It still to this day melts my brain. We're capable of some crazy things. We don't have to start over. We just have to give people at least the yoga mat, right? Metaphorically. A roof and at least a yoga mat to sleep on, right? And then there will still be opportunities to earn income. And it's probably going to be pretty gamified in the future we're heading into, because it already is. It's just going to be more elaborate, funnier, more beautiful, more visualized. You'll get to see this game you're participating in a little bit more clearly, right? At least that's the way I think things are going to go. And then with this participation in the world, because you are valuable, dear friend, you are the most valuable resource on this planet. You, as a human being, are the highest form of technology on the planet right now. Just take a moment to think about that. You're the highest form of technology on planet Earth right now. Maybe, sure, we can say, I don't know if there's aliens that are more advanced than us, just checking me out, sitting like this close to me, looking at me in another, stop it though, in the other dimension. Oh goodness, right? So you are a significant and valuable thing in this world. Please do see yourself as such. And I honestly hope, and we're gonna make it a reality, right? I will not quit. I will die before I stop trying to make this a reality for all of us, to have the bare minimum. Like that isn't too much to convince the world of, right? I hope if I die before I convince the world, hey, world, all us together, humanity, maybe. And hear me out. We should give people the bare minimum, right? There are actual malls standing empty in America right now that could be, for a price, surely, right? But a one-time one, be converted into housing, like small, a roof over your head and a yoga mat and food to eat, right? Bare essentials. Just give people the bare and an internet connection, right? And then we can start from there. Just think about how our priorities are going to shift, where we're going to be looking, right? Are we going to be looking at the floor to see if we have at least a yoga mat? Or are we going to know, oh, I have the bare essential, the yoga mat. I can now look up. I'm losing my mind a little bit. I'm sorry. Oh, calm ego. Yes, that's what we smoked for. Oh, I'm so calm. I'm such a very calm ego. It reaches for it again. Yeah, fine. We shall go deeper still. Mm-hmm. The internet was always a part of my life. The more as we grow up, it takes control of our chemical pathways. We must escape the machine, yet we know we are just a part of the web. We can do something. We are nodes, dear friend. That's the way I think of it, right? Like if you consider like machine learning or like neural learning in computers, it has a bunch of nodes, right? Individual little unities. And each of these unities can have a value, right? Ultimately between 1 and 0. And then it can, depending on the value it has, it contributes a certain perspective, a weight to this collective unity that is the web of the information processor that is humanity right now, right? I'm getting fire on my laser. So if you can, instead of looking in the right the negative numbers or the lower than 0.5 numbers, look up and contribute more light than not in this experience that is your human life. And even this experience that is your internet usage, right? Because you are actively communicating to the internet right now what it is you choose to see. Like that kind of trips me out sometimes, right? I feel very responsible for the things I watch, almost like I'm being like, yes, internet, yes, this. So I'm like kind of tripping out about watching things sometimes. Like if I watch something and it makes me feel, then I'm like, I click off of it. I'm like, yeah, this, no, not this. Ego. Ego, right? And that is ego. That is ego. Because my ego has become identified with a certain fractal of information. And then we echo chamber ourselves. We want to. We love it. So fun. And we should be aware. We should be aware of it. We should go outside. We should talk to people that have different opinions than ours. That's why I really appreciate my dad, actually. I think about that a lot, where if my dad was completely on my side, right, in parentheses, I probably wouldn't have had so much experience and growth in having conversations and arguing my points. So I wouldn't be the person I am today if not for him being the person that he is. And I can try to change him from a point of my ego thinks what it knows is more valuable than what I believe his ego knows. Or I can just accept that ego is an essential part of us getting along together, and we can contribute to each other's lives in a way that broaden the perspectives we would have if we were just in a loop around one potential understanding of truth, right? My dad believes in separation. Like, he believes in it. And I have had this conversation with him where I kind of like follow his logical reasoning, and then I ask him, do you believe we are part and parcel to God, right? And he's like, no. So I'm like, so what you're saying is there is separation between what you believe God is and what we are. And he's like, of course. I'm like, okay. I see. So, and we believe, at least this is me projecting, right? As a mirror right now, because I'm seeing myself. Almost like I'm talking about, we believe that we are part and parcel to source, this experience, right? Like you're breathing earth right now. If you were like removed from earth, dead in a few minutes, right? You won't live long. So you are a part of this system, and there are other people a part of this system with you too. There is no separation. There is, at least that's what I believe in. And the fact that he believes in separation and I believe in non-separation keeps this infinite loop open of like there will never be a conclusion because it is set up that way. It's a duality. I love my dad. I wish he would watch these streams. I really do. I really would. Would be so nice. Maybe I'll convince him to watch at least this one. We'll see. mm Where was the last comment that I read? mm There we go. Instead of my Google, I'm sorry, Taylor. I thought about that. Like that probably is going to happen for a lot of people. Oh my, that's gorgeous. I saw this gusher. I'm like, you know what? I can actually make a note. It was like this. See, I've gone up the brightness a little bit. Where these were like vortices that were like going into itself. Yeah. And then there was like this splitting. Yeah. That coffee just kicked my ass. It was like, yeah, you want some information? I'll give you some information, dude. Let me close that note again. Instead of my Google. Towards a more perfect union tunes. Until YouTube algorithm changes the algorithm or people start looking for content like yours, the growth will be slow. The shorts might help you get more exposure. I know this fully. And so many people are telling me to do that. They're like, hey, dude, why are you not doing? And it's ego. It's ego. It really is. Because my ego really, really enjoys this medium. Because I know I'm talking to you right now, right? And maybe I should just convince myself that it's the same thing. Because it is, technically. But there's dissonance. There's dissonance between the depth of where we go in these streams and knowing that you're following along and we're having, in a way, a conversation because you're having a whole process in your mind as you're listening to me, right? This is an interface that's happening right now. Like there's like a whole plethora of stuff happening. And then I read your comments, the things that, almost like become manifest as this line of text from your brain through your arms with your little fingies tapped onto some sort of keyboard or a screen, right? It's such a separation from the true depth of what you are and what this experience is for you. And yet, I can only give so much. I googled this morning. It was such a weird thought. I was writing in my journal, and then I had this thought: I would like to hug every person in the world, right? And I instantly knew that there was some sort of logical fallacy in even thinking that thought, and I was like, what is that? So I go and ask ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, assuming I hug every person for like 5 minutes, and it happens that we converge in a space, right? So that we can, keep hugging people for 5 seconds at a time. How long would it take me to hug every person on the earth? 400,000 years. It would take 400,000 years. And in 400,000 years, there will be thousands of billions of more humans. Oh goodness, it melted my brain. It melted my brain, right? And I feel a hug is such a deep way of seeing a person, right? You're literally out of infinity approaching someone and just choosing to wrap your arms around them, right? That is surreal. And it's such a deep way of just like telling someone, hey, I see you. I see you. Here you are. This is me seeing you. And I I would love to be able to see every single person like that, because that's why we do this. That's why we do everything we're doing. I'm melting right now. We haven't cried on stream in a long time, huh? I wonder why that is. That's beautiful. Man, there is like a weird page splitting thing happening that I really do not appreciate. It cuts my images in pieces sometimes. Here we go. Felt this lifting up towards love. Lolo, it's nice having you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. I'm currently melting. How are you doing? We're talking about ego. We're talking about ego. Of course, I melt when I talk about ego. Oh goodness. Mm. I missed a lot of comments. I think I'm finding this one. Okay. Towards, I'm gonna go for like a sprint. I'm gonna read your comments. I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna go through my whole process, right? And assume, because you assuming you're right. I'm thinking loving thoughts towards you when I read your comments. Even though I might not be saying things, I'm gonna read, and then I'll come back to you. Okay? I know that might be weird, but I want to do that right now. I agree, Sam. Yo, Corey, dude, that's some crazy shit, isn't it, though? The amount of love in chat right now. We will live in a technocracy. Ah, don't make statements like that if you don't want to believe it, right? We had a whole stream about that. Only say things that you believe. Think about that, right? As a manifestation principle. Your water listens. You're 70% water, and water crystallizes in a certain way depending on the words you say. So only say things you believe. I don't want to believe we will anything, right? Because there is still going to be the opportunity to completely abandon your cell phone and still plant your own potatoes, live off the land if that is what you wish to do. It's going to be up to us to choose, dude. We are not slaves to the system. We will be the ones creating the system. I will always believe future be good. Anything else? Yeah, exactly. I do agree with that. What's the point in believing anything other than positivity if you're going to have to see it yourself as well? It's like you can either be wrong and have believed in a hopeful future, or you can be unhopeful and then live in an unhopeful future, or you can be hopeful and live in a hopeful future. So it's like Win, lose, 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 win, win. You choose. My scarf is wet, and then it means it has the ability to trigger buttons on my tablet. Trips me out every time. Showing up. Thank you, Duck Dad, for doing that, dude. I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, so much love as well. Are we a parasite or are we on the earth? Like, I feel we are on the scale of like almost, bacteria to the whole earth. So or a mold. I think closer to a mold than anything. Valty, since you're talking about your dad, there's an American movie called Doctober Sky about a boy dreaming big in a small town. It's about building rockets and the dichotomy between you and that is there. Doctober Sky. I'll save that one, dude. Man, I really like this. I could have like a note like this for these streams. Could be like a weird way to. Oh no! Please stop! No, stop it! Thank you. Mm. Here's people. What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What? Enjoy the moment, even if it's not real. It's still enjoyable. Like Sam beautifully said, just to like touch on that fractal calamitous cheese. It is okay to participate in a broken world while fixing it. Right? I love that so much. The idea of the beer parasite on meaningless rock, the void of nothingness, is a new religion. Nihilism feels like a surface level outlook on life. I get the sentiment, but it's not productive. I'm also not very much a nihilist myself. I I used to be, weirdly enough. I used to be. But it didn't serve me. I was like, this fucking sucks. How about I stop thinking this shit about myself and about other people and about the world? And it became showing up, right? Instead of melting away, I melt more. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna melt more, and then more, and then more, and then more, and then more, and I'm gonna be gone. Nah, fam, I'm gonna get back up, do it again. Oh goodness, ego. Fuck, so many layers. Lolo, it's nice having you here again. Okay, I'm a little bit more present. Connor, so we are mushrooms. We behave like mycelium. Yes, we're just popping in. And technically, you can consider mushrooms being one of the reasons we're here right now. They were the ones on land first. All right, our bodies are very well equipped to process psilocybin for some reason. So I'm just popping in to say hello, Loizana. Love you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Melty, you inspired me. Driving 3 hours to see my dad. Lois, yo, like I don't know if you heard what we said a little bit earlier. Like if you didn't, watch this stream on your way to your dad for the 3 hours that you're driving. Like I feel I uncovered some depth about me and my dad's relationship, and I've shared it before, and I've shared it with my mom as well. But I feel it clicked a little bit more for me right now, and I know it's probably gonna unclick again in a moment where there is extreme disagreement and separation, and I'm gonna have to remind myself that love is true. Like, hey, oh, love is true. If your dad didn't love you, at least partially, you would be dead right now. You would be dumped in a dumpster or something. I know that's a little bit rough. I know, but that's my mind going to extremes. So the fact that I am alive, the fact that I get to have a roof that is my dad's over my head right now. I just ate his food. Right, ego is melting. Please have mercy. Oh, no, no. Oh, sure. Okay, what was I saying? Where was the fractal going? So, love is true. Like, regardless of all of the experiences I've been through with my dad, love is true. He loves me. He's shown me love my whole life. We just disagree. And that's okay sometimes. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had all of these experiences. Novelty, so much of it. Lois, thought of your daughter driving 3 hours to visit me someday fills me with joy. I hope it's an enjoyable visit. Duck Dad, that's beautiful, friend. Can't tell if there's a storm rolling in behind or it's just getting dark, but I love it. Yes. Getting dark and there's a storm rolling in. It's like gone through like a few bouts of rain, but the wind is so intense that the clouds are really moving. They're not staying for long. Big storm and a bunch of thunder. This is true. I miss spring so much. Storms can both harm my life and bring joy, right? Having, like, being a farmer and having delicate plants, a storm can really fuck your shit up. I'm sorry for the curses. But I've like not been in as much emotional turmoil from the eco consciousness perspective as having like an extreme storm roll in and then it's snapping branches off my marijuana plants. And I don't even have plants right now. I should actually plant some. I don't even know if I really want to do it. I should, because it's cathartic and meditative. But anyway, and like seeing those branches completely snapped off and like in the mud the next morning ruins your heart. It's like, am I speaking? Am I speaking to your heart like that? I'm trying to, friend. Uh, could be. I would love to be a shroom, Susanna. It used to be a hard nihilist as well until I took shrooms and got out of my existential angst. Learned that love is true. Exactly, right? For me, it was I love being alive. It was this deep. Oh, I love being alive. I'm so grateful to be alive, and it was like, ah, shit, I can feel like that. Wow. It was almost like a revelation. It was like, holy shit, wait a second. I can be grateful to be alive? Whoa, what? Why do I feel like I'm kicking my own ego, my past ego's ass, but it still hurts, kind of. Still kind of hurts. This version of me is stronger than him. It's not fair. Right? We do really pick on our younger selves. It's kind of funny. Thanks. It's snowing, big flakes here. Look at the crystals. Look at the snowflakes. Try and get up close to it if you can. I would love to be a shroom. Raining big drops here, Susanna. Yeah, the snow is crazy here. Roads have been icy. Goodness. Just in case you see this again, it's October sky. October sky. Did you spell it wrong the first time? Let me see what I saved it as. Yeah, it was October sky. October sky. There we go. Thank you for correcting. Just in case you see this, I'll show you plants in Sangha. Thank you, Susanna. We actually have Sangha in a few minutes, like 28 minutes, 27 minutes. Melt's power is over 9,000 and takes it out of his past self. Shame, dude. Oh, poor dude. Juices up on bean juice. Right? Goku eats like a single bean to like revive him. I crush like a whole scoopful of them. Push hot water through them. No, wait, my Connor, my ego, dude. You can't do this to me. Kamzi, thank you for joining me, friend. Launi, Raubao. Interesting username, friend. Love you too. Crayon, it's been a while. Look at that handsome guy. Thank you. You can actually see a little bit more of me. It's further away, so I can't touch it, but at least you can see. something. Mm. Yeah, okay. I feel we've done well. Whew, this is definitely one of those streams. Kitty is as well. One of those streams, right? We really went quite deep. It's such an experience. You never know what you're gonna get. And depending on which one of you show up, you create this moment. Man, the world melts my brain. I have 77% battery left, and it was just 17. And then this person has a 71 in his username. Damn, synchronicities. Autocorrect spelled it wrong, and that's my story that I'm sticking to. Doctober sounded pretty cool as well, dude. So I was like convinced. What's Sangha? Sangha is community get together. Is basically my battery is 77%, of course. And there's 11 friends watching right now, and it was just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 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 yeah. Squat. This one. Okay. All right. Card time. Card time. Definitely card time. You wanna guess what color it is? Oh my. It's the card of completion. If you want tips. Battery has at 11%. Yes. More fractals. More fractals. Synchronicity is always there for those that choose to see. All right? If you don't see some synchronicity throughout your whole day, you probably just aren't looking. Right? Not from a calling you out perspective, but we do look for it. We do look for it. To, like, for an example, look at this. There's another 77. So yeah, your fractals, right? Synchronicities, and then you can. Oh goodness, no. Whatever that was, my heart is like, yeah, stop. How about you don't? How about you don't do whatever the hell that was? I know my body viscerally panicking about a piece of technology dropping to the ground as far as hands. Look at that. There is definitely a blue backdrop. Nice and thick one. But the main theme is pink. Your soul left your body. Seriously. It was like, whoop. I had to like be completely monkey in that moment, right? There was absolutely no, right, higher thinking. There was just, I need to, like something falls through the air. It pulls it out of Nah, fam. Nah. Could I get a card, Melty? I'm feeling wobbly today. You definitely can, Brother Bear. Let me pull one for you. I really love you all so much. I feel so blessed every time I wake up to this space. Love is true, the only thing that I feel here. Thank you for everything, friends. Thank you. Thank you, dude. If it wasn't for you being here, that love that you feel wouldn't be true. Right? Love is true. Oh, you are it. Let's see. Corey, I see a triangle pulling into itself like almost like a tetrahedron, but the point is pointing towards me. It is taking slices off of it. There's holes in it now. Yee. Out of it arises a person. He's flying through space. He's very basic, like very. It's almost like a stick figure person. It's almost like nothing. It's like layers of colors coming off of him going into darkness of space. Ew. We pulled the Gaia grid. We were very much talking about Earth. Looks like Joy Viva a little bit, actually. Holding the entire planet. And you did put it upside down, technically. So let's see what it means. We'll read yours first, dude. Ooh, you're gonna get so schooled. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. And it goes, Connor, not all who wander are lost. Not all who wander are lost, brother bear. It is okay. Oh. You'll find your way by finding your way. Wandering. Keep exploring, dear friend. As far as hands, card number 25. Achievement and completion. Dude. Yeah, you asked for this. That's what you asked for. Oh, that's you. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. Joe Schmo. I came here to love all of you beautiful creatures. We love having you here too. We just pulled the card. I love that so much. You got this, dude. You so got this, Connor. Achievement, completion, gracious, playful female deities called Asparas are found sculpted everywhere throughout the great temple complex at Angkor Wat in Cambodia. 9. Exaggerated hand movements borrowed from these captivating sculptures complement the image of water lilies that fill a pond facing the famous temple. 9 is the number of completion. The achievement of the ancient Khmer culture are undeniable. 3 circles offer a sense of wholeness as you contemplate the completion of this chapter of your life. The egoic chapter. The egoic chapter. I feel there is a little bit of a completion of that. I need to put my ego down a little bit. Little bit. Right? Not from this perspective of not being myself, but to take a different approach to the way I approach other people's egos. Instead of trying to melt them with sheer consciousness, right? Like almost like you can have a broad consciousness of like, I see. Or you can laser it down. Oh, I see you. I see you specifically. And then not only do I see you, but I see these layers inside of you. And it burns sometimes to really point these things out. So I need to put that power, that possibility down. Yo, Pippi, na. Her feet are so muddy. She looked like she was traversing. She needs boots or something. That was being said. Whew, okay, we need to continue reading. That took me someplace. Woo! 3 circles offer a sense of wholeness as you contemplate the completion of this chapter of your life. You have accomplished much and realized success in the achievement of your purpose. As you approach the conclusion of this phase, honor the work you have completed and the decisions that have brought you to this moment. It is time now to expand your vision and choose a new path. Each life is filled with beginnings and endings. Even our highest aspirations find completion. Life continues in a manner that is not always predictable, yet with an attitude of flexibility and a sense of adventure. You will see that new horizons and fresh opportunities are always available. Look to your future with optimism and hope, knowing that magic and new horizons are just around the corner. Hot damn. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to put down lazy ego as well. That's also gonna have to happen. But I think that's okay. Really, actually. Not too bad even. Shanna, Corey, Toonsy, Sam, and everyone who can see this. Today is the day that you will be blessed and highly favored. You will walk with a strength and understanding that saturates your world. You are enlightened and enveloped consciousness with a dash of cynicism that gives the world the proper amount of spice. The drip of a stream. Oh, love, so much, so much. It's crazy that you manifest all of these good things as well, dude. I've been kind of like trying to participate more in that fractal myself. I look forward to seeing this fractal through with you, friends. All of it, so much of it. And if you want to, I'll see you in the Sangha real soon. I love you. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye, good friends. Cheers, cheers.